With both championship contenders now switching teams, and Stewart GP making even bigger modifications, will we see a repeat of last year, or a new face rise to glory? Hey, what's up? It's Dan or DMad96 here, and it is good to be back for Season 2 of our F1 Manager career mode with Stewart GP. It's been a while since I've been on this game, to be honest. I think it was August I finished Season 1, and we're finally back for Season 2. I know a lot of you guys have enjoyed the series, and I hope you're glad to see it back. Just a quick reminder of what happened last time. We finished third in the Constructors' Championship, exceeding our objective by 3 positions. We were told to finish 6th, and we ended up finishing 3rd, ahead of Jordan and ahead of Benetton. And in the Drivers' Championship, we took 4th and 7th with Johnny Herbert and Rubens Barrichello. And for this year, I'm hoping for better things, really, because we have some new parts to the car and we have some new drivers. So I'm certainly looking forward to the new season. And we start off the new season with our first emails, and just like it was last year, we get our objectives for this season from the board of directors. Last year we were told to finish in 6th. This year we're told now to finish 2nd. So yeah, definitely this is going to be a bit of a tough one, I think, but if you guys remember, McLaren have gone down in pace due to their Ford Zetec engine signing. So we could realistically be one of the top teams here. We could be challenging Ferrari for race wins, I think, because we now have Mercedes-powered engines. We have much better drivers as well. It could be a very exciting year. And could 2nd be possible? Maybe. I'm not so sure myself, but I guess we'll find out as the season goes on. And we also get another email congratulating us on our performance from last season, managing to exceed our objectives. As well, we have our new personnel at the team. We have all these amazing people working with us, and Owen Green. Rory Byrne now designing the chassis, which is going to be a good thing. I'm going to be giving him a few more designers. And a few things I want to point out. I think I did mention at the start of the season, that chassis is not Rory Byrne's chassis. That's still Andy the Fleming chassis, as he was designing that for this season. So next year, for the 2001 season, we will be getting Rory Byrne's chassis. So we may not win the title this year, but 2001 will probably be the year where we do take the title. But the aero parts, the front wing, rear wing, side pods, and the other 2 are all Rory Byrne designed parts. So we should have a big advantage on the aerodynamic side of things. We've still got Gary Anderson working at the team, and we also have David Warren as our commercial manager, replacing Rob Armstrong from last season. But our drivers is definitely a very strong point. Jack Villeneuve as driver number 1, and Heinz-Harald as driver number 2. It's a shame that I didn't really keep both my drivers on, Herbert and Barrichello. But I think we've got a fantastic lineup already with a former world champion and his teammate as well, who finished 2nd in the same year that he became world champion. And then we have Owen Green as test driver. Another big change to the team is that we now have Mercedes engines. Last year we had 4 Cosworths, which are the 3rd best you can get. This time we have the best engine you can get, and as you can see, we are the only team to have that engine, so we do have an advantage in engine power. And you can see as well that McLaren also have got 4 Zetec engines, and Benetton are the only other team that have joined them, the Ford Zetec bandwagon. It's going to be a really interesting year, especially that we have the strongest engine on the grid, whilst McLaren will still have one of the strongest chassis on the grid. And lastly, I want to talk about the calendar for this season. So you're probably thinking, does the calendar stay the same throughout each season? The answer is no, only for the first season, however, because as you can see, a few tracks have changed around, because this is actually the 2000 F1 season calendar. But each season afterwards it goes back to the 1999 season. I don't understand why, it just does for some reason. So I'm going to go through it now. We start off with the test sessions at the Circuits Catalonia and Great Britain. By the way, we're only going to be attending one of these test sessions, there's no point to attend both of them. Then we have Australia, Brazil and San Marino, the opening 3 rounds of the season. Then Great Britain at Silverstone moves to round 4, quite interestingly. Spain's then next at round 5, followed by the Nürburgring at round 6, moving from the third last round of the season. Then it's Monaco, Canada, France, Austria, Germany, Hungary, then Belgium, followed by Italy, and then it should be the US Grand Prix at the Indianapolis, but that track isn't in this game, so instead we move straight on to the Japanese Grand Prix, and then we finish off at Malaysia, which ends the season off. So that's in there for one season, don't really know why, but for each season afterwards it will be the 1999 calendar. So that's everything I've covered for this first part of the video. Next up will be the pre-season testing reports. This is where we can see who will be battling for the top of the championship and how quick everyone else will be, really. We're going to be doing one test, like I mentioned earlier, at the Circuit de Catalunya, and I will see you guys towards the end of the video. So let's move on to the pre-season testing reports. The 2000 Formula 1 season is just around the corner and winter testing has begun, once again taking place at the Circuit de Catalunya in Spain. With many changes taking place, it's time to look at how the driver market has shaped up over the winter and how the teams look in terms of pace. Defending Constructors Champions McLaren have made radical changes to their lineup, with the new World Drivers' Champion Michael Schumacher moving from Ferrari. However, they are one team that everyone is expected to have a dropping pace this season after their decision to move to 4 Zetec engines, making Schumacher's move even more shocking. His teammate is rather controversially the former BAR test driver Patrick Lemarie. Despite having no Formula 1 experience at all, the Frenchman is eager to get his career underway in one of the most recognisable teams in the sport. Despite taking the driver's title, Ferrari just missed out on the Constructors' Championship last season, but they go into 2000 as the team to beat with their strong engines and Rory Byrne designed chassis. The team also have one of the strongest lines on the grid, with Mika Hakkinen moving from McLaren to take Michael Schumacher's place in the team, but the Schumacher name stays within Ferrari as brother Ralf joins after a lacklustre season with Williams. This combination of a good drive lineup and an excellent car make Ferrari a major threat for the title this season. But for one team on everyone's mind from '99 were the Stewart team. The Scottish team stunned Formula 1 last season under new management from DMAD 96, and drivers Rubens Barrichello and Johnny Herbert collected 10 podiums between each other on their way to third in the championship. For 2000, the team now have Mercedes-powered engines and Rory Byrne as the chief designer, who will be in charge of designing the team's car for 2001, as well as signing 1997 world champion Jaap Villeneuve as the team's first driver. His teammate will be Heinz-Harald, who completes a very promising lineup for Stewart GP. Jordan once again took 4th place in 1999 after getting pipped to the post by Stewart at the end of the season. They look to remain competitive this year, as they are one of the few teams to stick with a good engine in Mugen Hondas, as well as appointing Ross Brawn as the technical director. Their driver lineup is a return to the past, as former Jordan teammates Rubens Barrichello and Eddie Irvine return to the team to push Jordan back to the top step of the podium. Benetton are a team with a bright future ahead of them after the appointment of Neil Oatley as the chief designer. But the team, however, have opted for Ford Zetec engines, which will give them a big disadvantage in pace, just like McLaren. However, their driver number 1 is the ex-McLaren driver 2 David Coulthard, who will certainly help out the team with his experience, and he is alongside Alexander Wirtz, who competes in his 3rd full season with the Benetton team. Bad luck once again was the story of Williams in 1999, however the team will be hoping to get back ahead of Jordan and Benetton in 2000. Promising youngster Jarno Trulli moves from Prost to partner Johnny Herbert, who emerged as the surprise of last season after his excellent 4th place with Stewart. Jarno Trulli's move to Williams may be difficult for Prost to handle after he secured their only podium in 1999 at the French Grand Prix. Nevertheless, the team enter 2000 aiming to improve on their impressive 7th place in the constructors' standings. Pedro Diniz moves over from Sauber after failing to score a single point with the Swiss team, and he is joined by Arrows driver Pedro Della Rosa, who is hoping to score his first points in his 2nd season of Formula 1. Last season's rookies BAR are back for another season after a fairly good start to their F1 career. However, Jaap Villeneuve's move to Stewart is a big blow to the team as he scored the majority of their 9 points. The team have therefore employed Giancarlo Fisichella from Benetton, who finished 6th in last year's standings, and joining him will be Alessandro Zanardi, who stays in Formula 1 after a less than impressive year at Williams. It was a complete disaster for Sauber, who only scored 2 points last season, falling way down from their 7th place earned in 1998. One driver that will certainly give a confidence boost to the team will be Damon Hill, The 1996 world champion is coming to the end of his career and has decided to postpone his retirement to take a drive at Sauber for 2000. His teammate will be Riccardo Zonta, who failed to impress at BAR but did manage to secure 2 points last season. The ever popular Magneti team are back, and after the appointment of Nick Worth as the new chief designer, as well as moving to Petronas engines, it looks like the team have a promising future ahead of them. Gené's new teammate is the experienced Olivier Panis, who was majorly outclassed by Jarno Trulli at Prost. Lastly, Arrows returned to the grid hoping to improve on their disastrous 1999, even failing to take part in the final 5 races due to a lack of engines. However, the team insist on keeping their own engines for 2000s, but despite that, they have managed to sign up ex-Williams chief designer Gavin Fisher, who will help the team out in the long run. Their driver line consists of 2 experienced and strong drivers: former Ferrari driver and race winner John Lacey and Mika Salo, who makes his return to Formula 1 after taking a year off. So that's how the teams and drivers look for 2000, but how do they stack up against each other over winter testing? In a surprising turn of events, Stewart seemed to be the quickest, setting the pace at the Circuit de Catalunya at the hands of the inexperienced Owen Green. However, Ferrari aren't far off, as Takagi was competitive enough to keep up with the former EA employee in second. In third position was not McLaren, but Jordan, with Bruno Junqueira at the wheel. The Irish team could be a dark horse going into the new season, as the car showed good competitiveness across the test session. Whilst McLaren's Luca Badoer struggled to only 4th, showing the team's downfall in pace with their new Ford Zetec engines. Following behind McLaren were Prost and Sauber, both looking close in terms of pace, whilst Benetton are another team falling back as they struggled to only 7th. Magneti showed some potential with their Petronas engines, with a solid 8th set by Thomas Enger, as BAR and Arrows followed behind, but are way off everyone else. Lastly, just like last season, Williams lined up at the bottom, as Stefan Sarizan couldn't set a competitive enough lap time. However, we're all expecting Williams to find their form once again by the first race of the season. That's all for pre-season testing, but who will come out on top? Will Michael Schumacher retain the title? Will Mika Hakkinen reclaim what was his? Or will a new face take the crown? We will see you in Albert Park, Melbourne, for the start of the 2000 Formula 1 season. Okay, pre-season testing has just finished, and I would have gone to the end of the video, but Magneti have actually announced that Petronas engines will be staying on the car for next season, so I thought I'd just point that out now. And I think it's a good move for them because they have a pretty strong lineup in terms of their chief designer next year in Nick Worth. And Petronas engines, it's not a bad choice to stay with them. I personally would have gone with better ones, but it's Magneti, they probably can't afford any other better engines, but still, Petronas engines, not the worst engines you can get, so yeah, Magneti sticking with their safe option really. Alright, so we are now at the race weekend for the first round of the new season, and that's pretty much it for the first episode. But before we actually end it off, I just want to point out that in the test session we ran our normal parts, even though Owen Green went through 3 cars in the test section because he's a bit crap. In the race we're going to be using these. We managed to get the second model of pretty much everything but the engines, and we've even got the third model of front wings, rear wings and barge boards coming soon, so they'll be ready for the next round in Brazil. But yeah, I'm really happy with our test performance, fastest in the test, especially with Owen Green at the wheel, but anything can happen really. It could be a lot closer in the race. Ferrari could even be way ahead of us. We don't know, we're going to have to wait and find out as we move on to our first round of a new season at Albert Park, the Australian Grand Prix. I'm excited for this. It's been a long time since I've played this game, so I'm definitely excited. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Fast in the test session, hopefully we can keep up in the race. And I believe we had a pretty good race last year. We finished 3rd with Rubens Barrichello, and Johnny Herbert took 4th place. We've got better drivers now and a better car. If we could try and improve that, maybe get both cars on the podium. Well, we're going to have to find out later, aren't we? But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's first episode. If you have, please like, comment down below, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Leave a like for the return of F1 Manager. Till next time guys, it's been D96. I'll catch you guys later.
You pull apart, try to fight, and I know there's something between us with nothing inside. Nothing at all. You pull apart.